Welcome, my Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and crosswatchers. Welcome to your timeless work, career, and vocation reading. I am your reader, Mark-Angelo Lyons, Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Join You Circle Productions since 1998, author of 2 different books with a third one on the way. The first one is called Spell Ingredients. The second one is called Words of Grace. Words of Grace does have a Kindle version, as will Spell Ingredients. That is in process. And the original versions of both of those, if you would like to check them out, are on Patreon in our digital shop. We've got those ebooks, those audios, and videos over there that anyone can check out. The audios and videos do have free previews, about 2 minutes each, so anyone can check those out. Some of my subscribers, depending upon their level of subscription, get those ebooks, audios, and videos, but the majority of my subscribers get 3 benefits in common. A daily check-in, number 1, every morning, pretty much every morning. I send them an unlisted YouTube live stream link, and we chat about the day's astrological weather, ending with some sort of spiritual practice to send us on our way. Best way for me to start the day, considering my work, career, and vocation 24/7, 365. They also get access to all of the extended readings, the part 2s to the part 1s here on YouTube. All of my extended readings are timeless and relationship oriented, as well as they get a significant discount when they book me for a private session. We will talk about that at the end of the video if you want more info, and I love it. It's the best thing I have done for my work, career, and vocation. Aside from my new website, which is actually up, drawingthecircle.com. You go check that out if you like. And by all means, if you feel so drawn, if you feel so called, click the link, check it out, and come Patreon on Patreon with the Archangel of Lions, Mark-Angelo Lyons. But you can just call me Mal. Hey, my Scorpios. I got so many Scorpios in my life, I've lost count. So let's do some explanation for the new Scorpios and crosswatchers, and we'll get into the divination. We are doing 8 cards in what is called a 9 cards, sorry, in what is called a 3 levels of power reading. There is a link in the description box to a YouTube video by Caroline Myss, that's MYSS. She is the PhD and author of Anatomy of the Spirit, Sacred Contracts. This is her archetype deck. We'll get one of these down for the 8th chakra, and I learned about the 8th chakra and all the other ones much deeper than I had beforehand in her book Anatomy of the Spirit, so we'll get one of these on the table. We will then get 3, count them, 3 Daughters of the Moon Tarot for the next 4 chakras down. Crown, third eye, throat, and heart, the internal feminine energy. We'll be placing them work, career, vocation. This is not past, present, and future. Those will be face down. And we will get 3 mythic tarot for the lower 3 chakras, the masculine yang dynamic, looking at yourself from the outside like in a mirror, you from the inside possibly looking at people, places, and things in which you have relationships in the physical world, including companies and industries and all that stuff, and I do love the mythic tarot. So again, it'll be work, career, vocation, not past, present, future. It's like putting white light through a prism and getting the spectrum of the rainbow. If you could taste the rainbow, Scorpios. We will then get 1 whisper from the whispers of Lord Ganesha to help remove the obstacles in your work, career, and vocation. Ganesha is the Hindu elephant-headed god of success and prosperity and remover of obstacles, particularly the 3 atoms between lead and gold in that archetype card. We will get there when we get there. And we will end with 1 Mat Khan healing mantra, because a little mantra work goes a long way. These are healing readings, right? Work, career, vocation, relationships, physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. And work the mantras, because they work if you work them. There's our explanation. Let's do the divination. Both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. And I promise I will do the very best that I can to help anyone fulfill their life purpose in their work, career, vocation. Because as one of us takes a step forward, we all take a step forward, because that's unity consciousness apparently. So let's get up in this gig, shall we? Please take a nice deep breath. It's good to be back. Still point. Pantheonic override. A place for everything. And everything in its place. But all where it belongs in time and space for the well-being of all and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. Beloved pantheons of the divine, 1 card in clarity for the dominant archetype in the 8th chakra, hovering over the heads of the Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and their cross watchers, indicating the spiritual alchemy from shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace, so they can shift from toxicity to health, fear to love, scarcity to prosperity for this timeless work, career, vocation reading. Ooh, the prostitute archetype. I know a lot of people aren't going to watch this reading because they see the word prostitute and immediately they think hooker. No, TJ or otherwise. Everybody has the prostitute archetype. It's a survival family archetype. There are 9 different families, but everyone has the child, the victim, the saboteur, and the prostitute. It's how we learn how to survive in this world, and this one's a doozy. So written on the card is the shadow attribute and the light attribute. I call this lead and this gold, with 3 atoms that have to be released, transformed, cannot be created or destroyed, only changed. So buckle up, Scorps. The shadow attribute places material considerations and security above self-empowerment. Now, we've all done that. I stayed in toxic jobs before I started joining the Circle Productions. Horrible bosses, right? Crazy, insane corporate structures. And I was compromising my own empowerment. The prostitute archetype is all about what's your price, right? Not everything does have a price in this world. Some things are just priceless. The gold you are shooting for, and remember, everybody has this archetype, so this could be the cross-watcher, if not the Scorpio, accentuates the challenge of surviving without negotiating the power of your spirit. Because every time you negotiate the power of your spirit, the chi leaves your body and goes to a person, place, and or thing, leaving you a little bit more vulnerable, a little bit of a lower vibration, and that affects the nervous system, let alone your mental, emotional health. So we are off to a rather interesting start. Let's get these 3 face down. This will be the internal stuff. Maybe you share it with the world. The Scorpios usually don't, depending upon their placements in their charts. Ooh. One wanted to stay behind. We're not doing that. Here we go. Please take a nice deep breath. My goddesses override. A place for everything, and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space, for the well-being of all and with harm to none. Oops. As we will it. So let it be done. My beloved goddesses, please, 3 cards face down in clarity for the Scorpios and the cross watchers. What's going on, heart, third eye, crown in their work? What's going on, heart, throat, third eye, crown in their career? What's going on, heart, throat, third eye, crown in their vocation for this timeless work, career, vocation reading? Let's get these 3 mythic tarot face down, and then we'll flip them over. Work, then career, then vocation. Please take a nice deep breath. Stop. My gods override. A place for everything, and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space, for the well-being of all and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. My beloved gods, please, 3 cards in clarity, face down, lower 3 chakras, outside in, inside out, masculine yang dynamic for the Scorpios and the cross watchers. What's going on in their work? What's going on in their career? And what's going on in, their vocation for this timeless work, career, and vocation reading. It's a little humid up here in Saratoga Springs. It's like 90 degrees outside. I'm not even, there's no hyperbole in that. That's actually how it is. So let's look in your work. Wow, okay. Got a major arcana card to start with, the card of the universe, Shakti, the life dancer. Now, I do recommend doing a Google search for the word Shakti, because it's a goddess, which we see here, as well as Shakti energy. There's Shaktipat. That word is used a lot in the Eastern philosophies, particularly Hinduism. So when it's a major arcana card in a quickie chakra read like this, it usually unifies all of the chakras in that zone. So you have completed something, right? You're dancing on the edge of yesterday and today, so to speak, a graduation of completion. And with the Ace of Swords, this is Athena, one of my favorite goddesses, the gray-eyed one, the goddess of wisdom and combat, but a strategist. She doesn't really get her hands that dirty. And with the the Ace of Swords, it's a new piece of information. Now again, in a general read, this could be information coming to you, a new thought from the outside world, or maybe you putting a thought, starting a new cycle of air with swords here. I like it. That feels lovely intuitively. What's going on in your career? Okay, we have our first court card. Here we have the Maiden of Flames. That would be the King of Wands, Aries energy, Calafia, the goddess that they named California after. So this is usually about self-care, right? Whether you have planets in Aries or not. I do. I have Saturn in Aries. I do a lot of Generation X, and I'm Generation X for sure, born 1968. So have a look at your natal chart. See what you've got going on in the sign of Aries, and even if there's nothing there, take a look at what house it's in. If you know your rising sign, it might be something other than your rising sign, but if you don't know your rising sign, then you have Aries in the first house. So this is about self-care. This is about very throat chakra, willpower, what you will, what you won't, what you do, what you don't, the choices that you make in the throat chakra, spit, swallow, or chew. Yes, this can be selfish, but it can be higher selfish, particularly with another court card here, unifying the lower three chakras of the High Priestess, Persephone underground as the High Priestess. She's above ground right now with her mom, Demeter, the summer lady. As of today, I'm doing this on Summer Solstice 2024. So this is soft of eye and light of touch, speak ye little, listen much, a highly intuitive card. So while I will say in your work, absolutely pay attention to the inside world, right? That's called creative intuition, heart, throat, third eye, crown. Lower three chakras is survival intuition. So not necessarily sharing everything that you are doing for yourself in the internal, yin-ternal, but certainly the lower three chakras, survival intuition helps us navigate wisely and well through the physical world. So it's interesting in your work, where is how you survive in the world, you've got the creative intuition on the inner, and in your career, you've got survival intuition. So you might not want to be sharing too much about what's going on in the outside world with your career, but in terms of work, there might be, okay, I'm done with this, and I'm going to start this new idea and move forward. Lovely. This feels good. Let's see, vocation is your spiritual calling, and woo, a major arcana card. Now, usually one of the three levels is your leverage, right? Shift that one a little bit, and right now it seems any of these could be, but when you have the Phoenix, the death card, it means you are going through a spiritual transformation. You can't unburn a cookie. There's no going back. There's a difference between a change and a transformation, right? Like you can condense air, get water, freeze water, get ice, but you could reverse that process, but you can't unburn a cookie. So I know a lot of people don't like the death card because they think it means literal death, but heart, throat, third eye, crown, you're going through a spiritual transformation, which certainly seems to be influencing your work with this completion of a cycle. And the Nine of Cups, very much a wish fulfillment card. In the Mythic Tarot, this is almost the end of the suit of cups, the myth of Eros and Psyche. There is a link in the description box, most likely. If not, you can find a YouTube video that goes a bit deeper than I can right now with this particular myth. Psyche, which is the Greek word for butterfly as well as soul, falls in love with Eros, the son of Aphrodite and Aries. It's a long story. It's a true love myth, if ever there was one. And she completed, Psyche completed all the tasks put forward to her by her mother-in-law, because they get married in the Three of Cups. She loses him, she gets him back, she gets her approval, and then she is actually ascended to a goddess in the Ten of Cups, which is the true love card. So you may very well be getting the things that you want. The nines for me are really about self-assurance, right? Particularly emotionally, right? Like the Nine of Pentacles, you're good on your own, self-esteem and all that stuff. So, you got major arcana in all three levels here. So this is a very powerful time for your spirituality, but of course it can be integrated through work, career, and vocation. That takes care of the chakras from 8 to root. Let's ask Lord Ganesha how to remove the obstacles here. Please take a nice deep breath. Ganesha override. A place for everything. and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space for the well-being of all and with harm to none, as we will it, so let it be done. Beloved Lord Ganesha, what is your loving, wise, empowering oracle message to assist the Scorpios and their cross-watchers in alchemizing the shadow to light, the lead to gold, the pain to peace, shifting them from toxicity to health, fear to love, and illusion to truth, removing those three obstacles in the prostitute archetype for their work, career, and vocation? Steadfastness. Interestingly enough, Ganesha, the elephant, riding an elephant. Now, steadfast and strong. Steadfast and strong. Card number 32, right? Yeah, I'm just going to read a little bit of what's in the bookie book here, because some of these are rather lengthy. And I've been trying to make these YouTube reads a little bit shorter. Yeah, this one's really long. So let's see how much we can get out of this. Steadfastness. Do not waver back and forth or be moved by the circumstances that are surrounding you at this time. I see that. You don't have to let on what you're doing, right, to everybody. Certainly you can stay steadfast in your own choices here, particularly in career. Be focused on your purpose and unwilling to be swayed by what other people think or by what you perceive. Soft divine light of touch, speaky little, listen much. Ganesha heartens you by revealing that when you know your effort is not futile, to let you know that your effort is not futile, you will be steadfast and immovable. Sounds very much like a Scorpio. This seems to be a major stumbling block in your life at this time. Perhaps your current job gives you little recognition with no real sense of accomplishment or success. You may feel unheard of in your relationships. Possibly the error lies in the fact that in your heart you really feel your struggle is hopeless. Now, everybody goes through that. I lose hope, I wouldn't say on the regular, but it's almost, it comes in seasons, right? There are times where it just shows up and like, what am I doing this all for? Oh, that's why I started a new YouTube channel called Mal for short. It's all my personal stuff, where this channel, Markangelo Lyons, is for my professional. You may recognize it on an intellectual level, but you are easily shaken when you do not see the fruit of your exertion. And who doesn't, right? It's like plant a seed, help it grow. You don't put an acorn in the soil day one and get a full oak tree on day two. So steadfastness, right? Trust yourself. And it does feel like you have completed something in your work. And this Ace of Swords is saying, hey, here's an idea, right? But in your vocation, understand you are going through a spiritual transformation and you're being given all that you need emotionally, one would think, with the Nine of Cups. But in your career, you got to be higher selfish on this and don't let on, right? And Scorpios are good at that, and believe me, know enough of you. You don't let on until you wanna, which is a wise thing. Last card down, the Matt Kahn healing mantra, which I think with that Ace of Swords might be helpful. The seed of air, the seed of thought. Last card down, please take a nice deep breath. Ascended Masters override. A place for everything. And everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space for the well-being of all and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. Beloved Ascended Masters, one card in clarity, please. For the Scorpio Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and Crosswatchers, what is the perfect and precise healing mantra to assist them to manifest their life purpose in their work, career, vocation with the Prostitute in the 8th? The Universe and the Ace of Swords in their work, the Aries card with Persephone, the High Priestess, and in their career, and in their vocation, the Phoenix with the Nine of Cups for this timeless work, career, vocation reading. Deconstructing doubt. Oh my goodness, only my beliefs are in the way. So since you only have one air card here, a swords, element of air, thought and mind, this is definitely something that you can change. You can always change your mind. I mean, some people, of course, in Miracles says most people would rather die than change the way that they think. But if only your beliefs are in the way, remember, water is made up of air, all right? I didn't make that up. That's just basic earth science. So let me read you this one, Deconstructing Doubt. I get this one every now and again, particularly if you're self-employed and employing other people. The doubts come. They're necessary for us to overcome them. Where are you? Deconstructing doubt. Only my beliefs are in the way, right? So there's a good start. Only my beliefs are in the way. My way, right? You can do this. As you deconstruct doubt, you're no longer lost in the concerns and curiosities of what if, but are more rooted in the truth of what is, right? Being in the present moment, Eckhart Tolle, Power of Now, Zen, blah, blah, blah. When doubt is deconstructed, hardship is no longer a sign of misfortune. It is an opportunity to step outside your comfort zone and meet the higher aspects of soul that exists just beyond the boundaries of the self. So the ego, it's not bad to have an ego. You can't have chocolate or drive or have a YouTube channel or, any of this without an ego. But the ego is always going to choose fear, right? So if the doubts are in the way, the soul doesn't doubt. The ego always does. It even doubts your best choices and decisions. This mantra is ideal for aligning with truth, because it's better than illusion, one would think. Being more self-actualized, which I'm really seeing here in your career, and transforming inferiority. Now, I've never met a Scorpio that would let on that they were feeling inferior, but that's part of the human experience on the hero's journey as immortal souls and divine beings, right? So that's all of our cards on the table here. So though I have no idea at all what's going to happen as soon as I hit record, I really have no idea what's going to happen in this next part, which if you're new, we call it a blessimation, a combination of a blessing and a summation. And I surrender my will to the divine in prayer before all of these videos. So let's see what comes out my mouth, shall we? One last time, at least for this reading. I'm sure you'll do it again at some point. Please take a nice deep breath. May we end as we began. Pantheonic override. As I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine on behalf of our beloved Scorpio collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs and their cross-watchers, may they be blessed with all that they need to unify and align their life purpose and their work, career, and vocation, accentuating the challenge of surviving without negotiating the power of their spirit, because in their work they have completed something on the inner. And there's something new ready to begin with that element of air, with the Ace of Swords. And in their career, they do need to take care of themselves. Self-care, self-empowerment, self-love, self-acceptance, self-forgiveness, all of that. Higher selfish, but maybe not sharing it so much, but very much paying attention to what's going on in those lower three chakras. Scorpio is second chakra there. And they can tell whether the iron is hot and whether it's time to strike. That's hot. And so that in their vocation they can go through this spiritual transformation, rising from ashes, which does kind of show up in their work as well as a new beginning there, because the Nine of Cups is offering them a wish fulfillment, or at least the step forward, one cup away from the ecstatic card, their cups overflowing. So it does feel like their vocation, their spiritual calling is leverage here, and they can remove those obstacles with steadfastness, to have belief in themselves, considering deconstructing doubt here, that only their beliefs are in their way, so that they can know, not just mentally and emotionally, but viscerally in their bodies, that they do not have to compromise their spirit to be successful, to do what they came here and to do in this life. In fact, in my experience, there's no other way to complete our sacred contracts unless we are being completely authentic moment by moment by moment. So may they be blessed with all that they need to heal, to grow, to learn, to evolve, to alchemize their shadow to light, their lead to gold, their pain to peace. So they shift from toxicity to health, from fear to love, from illusion to truth, and from scarcity to prosperity, for their well-being, for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. So would it be. And so it is. It's a good read. Yeah, some womp-womps in there, but, into each life some rain must fall, apparently. If you liked the reading, hit the thumbs up. Comment if you like. You want more of me here on YouTube. Subscribe. And I do have a new YouTube channel I just started like yesterday called Mal for short. You can get sort of the more personal side of my life, kitty cat videos, and I'm just having so much fun with the digital creation stuff. I did it. I started a new one. The new website is up, joiningthecircle.com. I'm so happy about that. It looks gorgeous. Thank you, Lauren. And certainly, if you want the deeper dive, more magic, more miracles, more mysticism, more Mal on Patreon. We are having so much fun over there. And that's how I reconnected with Lauren, who designed my website in exchange for readings. I mean, talk about a barter system. That's lovely. We have the daily check-ins. My subscribers get the daily check-ins, the extended readings, and the extensive discount in a private session. That's all on the website too, by the way. I love it. The digital shop is wonderful. My 2 books are there. Bunch of audios, bunch of videos. The audios and videos have those free previews. You can listen and watch and purchase if you like. But remember, some of my subscribers get all that. In fact, the top tier God Goddess gets everything available in the shop automatically as soon as they subscribe as a God Goddess. And I love it. Best thing I've ever done in my work, career, and vocation. So check the link, click it out, and come Patreon on Patreon with the Archangel of Lions, Markangelo Lions. Yeah, but you can still just call me Mal. And if you'd like to book me for a private session, I will make the new video. But the old video that I made when I was living in Holbrook, New York, and before I moved to Saratoga Springs, New York, is called Booking Private Sessions with Mal. I have it on the schedule to make the new one. I just have been really, really busy with yard work. I now have a half acre of land, and I'm not calling in landscapers. I can do that myself. I'm a gardener at heart. I was raised in a garden, but certainly the video does explain everything that you need to know, and the new one will mention that I am taking clients in my house. I have an office downstairs in my new home. It's beautiful down there. It's lovely doing readings and spiritual counseling there. I'm also available for readings at the Magic Moon in Saratoga Springs. You contact them directly. They tell you when I'm available. You book it. They tell me you booked. I come in and I read you. But the majority of the work that I do in spiritual counseling and readings is on a Zoom call. So once the client is booked, right before the session, I send them a Zoom link. They come into my Zoom platform. We record the whole thing so they don't have to memorize or take notes. At the end of the reading, I send them a link, or the spiritual counseling, I send them a link so they can download it to their device. They tell me they downloaded it. I delete it from the cloud, so they are the only ones who have access to it. They can share it with whoever they want, but I ain't sharing anybody's anything like that. No thanks. And the most important thing that I say in that video is that I've never turned anybody away because of lack of money. Absolutely not. I have been on the balls of my ass plenty of times in this life, and people have reached out and helped me. Yeah, and I'll barter, yeah, but it's got to be a fair barter, right? When you see how much I charge for reading or spiritual counseling, a ham sandwich ain't gonna cut it, right? Scorpios, right? Live and let live, fairly take, fairly give. Thank you, Doreen Valiente. And absolutely, it's a fun video. I will keep it up even after I make the new one because it makes my mom laugh, and as president of the company, that's my choice. So thank you so much for watching. Deconstructing doubt is something we all have to do, because if our doubts rule us, we can't really move forward in a happy, healthy, wealthy, wiser way. So I'm wishing you all the very best and the very blessed with this, because we need you to be steadfast and not compromise your spirit for whatever may require that, because it's not required. Be you, and I love you. Hang in there. Heal, hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.